Hi everyone, welcome to episode 1 of building our ultimate lap of Australia vehicle.
And it's a 1997 Toyota Camroad, which is a 4-wheel drive motorhome Toyota. It's a manual one, which is really rare. In episode 1 we are stripping it out, seeing what we've got to deal with and discovering that things are not quite as expected. We might have a potential showstopper. Watch the episode and find out. Okay, so we've got pretty big plans for this thing. We do want it to be super nice and comfortable inside, and right now it's not at all like that. Before we can really get a plan for how we're going to make the inside done, we kind of have to see what we're dealing with already inside, which means ripping everything out. Aristotle once said it's 10 times easier to destroy something than to build it. No, I don't know who said that, but this is going to be the easy part, the quick part, and the part that's full of surprises, and then will be the hard part of actually building it. Yeah, let's get stuck in. Okay, so as you can see, the inside is pretty rough. We basically don't want to keep any of this, so today's mission will be ripping out all of it, getting rid of this ugly electrical stuff, seeing if this fridge still works, seeing if we can sell it, removing half of this, trying to be careful not to damage any of the frame, seeing how bad this water damage is, then ultimately throwing it all out and seeing how much weight we've removed and how much weight we've got to play with. The hardest part's starting, so let's finally start. Jeez, that's so rotten. Oh, there's ants all through it too. Alright, so great start to the job. We've got all this wood is so rotten, we're gonna have to take out the whole ceiling, to be honest. I reckon I don't want to keep sort of any of that stuff down, which is gonna be really hard to replace. But as you can see, this is just gross. I'm gonna have to try to remove the stuff from the top. I'm gonna need some wire or something for that. And we're off to a great start. You'll see here it's the same thing on this side. This roof is so rotten that that's just pulling out. There's so much water in there. But we kind of knew we were going to have to do that, so not much you can really do. Oh, it stinks though. Okay, one score from the van, one of the few things that's good, is this Engel fridge freezer. These are really high quality and worth quite a lot of money. It's not going to fit our needs, but we'll chuck it on Marketplace, see how much we can get for it, $300, $400, $500 hopefully. Although we got to buy a cable for it first and make sure it still works, but that might be, unless we got something to recoup some costs. Okay, now before we do anything, we're gonna disconnect this battery. I'm pretty sure it's dead, but there's still a chance it can short out because we're gonna be removing the aircon and those fans. There's a chance two wires could touch, it could short out. This is an absolute nightmare of a wiring mess, so we're gonna remove the positive, remove the negative, get this battery out of there, just to stay on the safe side of things. I cannot believe how dodgy this wiring is. Okay, that's safer. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with up here. It's not too bad. I kind of was expecting the silicone to be worse than multiple layers to stop it from leaking, but I've got to try to get all this off so we can get these hatches out. Probably have to do the same with the aircon too, which, oh geez, that might be today's job by the end of things. Okay, we've been tackling the first rooftop vent fan. It is a mission, but I think I've found out the good way to remove these things. I'll run you through that when we tackle this one. Meanwhile, for safety, I've been using my neighbour's balcony to climb onto here instead of these sketchy stairs. And we already disconnected them from the battery and we have our first rooftop vent fan out. Hell yeah. We'll just repeat the same process on the other side and we're good to go. Okay, so we're having some success with the rooftop fan. One down, one to go. The method I've found that works is cutting stripes down here using the scraper to peel it off, and then making our way to the edge of the plastic, cutting right up along there, clearing off those screws, and then the whole thing should just come out. Make sure you've disconnected the power to this before you do any of that. Okay, so that's basically the step you want to get it to, where all the silicone on the van side has been removed. You can then run your knife under here. You should hit some of those screws. I'm going to repeat that on every side. Peel back where the screws are and you can lift her up. The next step is to cut out all these screws so you can access them to unscrew them. Alright, next up we're going to try to remove this aircon. I don't really know how, I probably should read the manual, but I'm just going to undo these bolts and maybe it'll drop down, or hopefully it gives us a little bit of insight. If all that fails, I'll find a manual online. Oh jeez, I've got no idea if this thing still works. It looks pretty old and ghetto. We'll have to get up there to remove that one. Okay, so I definitely have my doubts if this thing would still work. It's got a rusted out fan there, there's rust all over here. It is looking sketchy as all hell. Not sure which bolts are holding it down, but she's gotta go. Not entirely sure how to take this off, but I could see a couple of bolts through here. We'll see if those can get us out. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's those. Maybe 14s. Not 14s. Look, being a really old van, we're just gonna cut it. Let's see how we went up top. Oh wow, such a tiny little hole. I thought that was gonna be way bigger. Okay, so it's all set up to throw the aircon off the roof, but then I thought, not a good idea. It might have some gas in it. Amy told me not a good idea, and I thought maybe I shouldn't because it's got probably like some dodgy gases in it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to carry it into the inside and bring it back down. So sorry, but imagine something really cool getting thrown off the roof. Okay, next up on the weird things in this van that we got to get rid of, we don't need any more, is this Yanmar generator. It's heavy, it's rusty. I don't know, we'll chuck it on Marketplace, see if we get anything for it, but looks alright. A lot of cables back there. And I'm pretty sure we need to get rid of this thing so we can keep ripping out the inside. Just have to cut them all. Alright, how strong are you feeling, Amy? Do you want this end or the other end? Maybe if I hold it here, slide it out, and then you can just lift it from there to the ground. Okay, I'll help you. You ready? Nice. Strong people. Okay, so we are in full destructo mode. I've knocked these cupboards down. I've started taking apart. We've got rid of the fans, got rid of the aircon, got rid of the drawers. We've already got disconnected the battery, and now I've got like 20,000 screws to undo. I thought this was going to be the easy part. Was what it's called? Not Reno.
Demolition.
Demo. The demo, not the Reno, but the demo is harder than no, it won't be harder than the Reno, but anyways, that's a demo. Okay, so it's all been put together in a weird order. I got these out. I'm trying to get the bathroom out. Come on, baby. Okay. One wall down. 3 doors down. Do you get the reference?
No.
3 doors down, it's a van. Okay, it is day 2 working on the Camroad, and I get to do a tip run. The cool thing about that is it means I'll get to find out how much it weighs and how much weight I've stripped out already so far. It'll give us a good indication. We have also taken out this generator, which I won't be taking to the tip, and the fridge, which I'm trying to sell on Marketplace too, both of those things. So we'll see how we go. Okay, would you believe we're only about a quarter of the way of stripping things out of this thing? Long way to go, but we're making progress. We'll take it all to the tip now. So hopefully this will tell us what we weigh. I don't know if they'll let us drive over it afterwards, but next trip we do, we'll sort of have more of a feeling. Okay, so hopefully the weighbridge will show us what our current weight is, and maybe they'll let me drive over it on the way out. Otherwise, next trip we'll work out what we got rid of this trip, if that kind of all makes sense. You gotta wait for the green light. Don't you dare go closer. G'day, how are you?
What have we got?
Just a bunch of old stuff from inside the van and home. And
what suburb today?
Palm Beach.
Straight through, have a wonderful
Cool, thank you. Hey, am I allowed to weigh on the way out, or is that a...
Yeah, you don't have to though.
But I can, just curiosity.
Yep.
Cool, thank you. Okay, cool, they're gonna let me weigh it on the way out. We can see what we got rid of. She's like, you don't have to, but you know what, ma'am, I want to. Okay, all I'm doing is seeing what the final weight is over this bridge. You gotta wait for the green light, it's like a drag race. Okay, I lost a couple hundred. Cool, thank you. We're down to like 2.78 tons, which is a pretty big drop actually. That's a couple hundred. Geez, actually I thought we'd be more with getting rid of that generator, but oh well.
Let's see what Ollie's been up to. Oliver!
Hey Miva! Okay, we have our old exhaust extraction system for the generator. It's going in the bin.
Hole on the floor.
We've got rid of our sink, that was an absolute mission. We've got rid of our water system, well, some of the water system, and we did one run to the tip already and got rid of 200 kilograms worth of stuff, so that's good, I guess. Got the generator going so we can sell that one on Marketplace. Got the fridge going so we can sell that one on Marketplace. That's probably about $1,000 back at least. And oh my god, it's so hot in here.
It is hot. It's stuffy in here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Day 2. We're on day 3 of the Camroad renos and it's time for another tip run. We got rid of about 200 kilograms yesterday. There's still a few panels to go, but we're getting close to the cabinetry being out of there, and then it's just the wall panels and roof panel insulation and all that sort of stuff. I've just got some old like cabinetry and stuff like that to go out. Okay, so we've been at it for about 3 days now, probably total 2 days, and we've ripped out everything inside. You can see what a transformation that's already made. Geez, there's actually a fair bit of space in here, which is nice. Just got these up just in case the roof needs a bit of support. It should be okay. It's aluminium frame with fiberglass. It's aluminium frame with fiberglass. It's aluminium frame with fiberglass, but can never be too careful. Absolute hardest part so far has been taking out this wall because it was like epoxied down where the generator went, but we got that one out and we've just got one more wall to go, and then it's starting to take all this wall trim and wood off to see how bad the water damage is. So hopefully it's not a hard job, but we've got all this insulation stuck in the roof too. We're going to replace that with cork on insulation, so all that has to come out too. That's going to be an itchy time, so I've got myself a coverall suit. Amazingly, we've already knocked out, I think we're down to 2.5 tons, and it was a 2.78 ton vehicle to start with, so we've already knocked out, I'm not a mathematician, but I think about 280 kilograms. Obviously we're going to add a lot of weight back in, but that's a pretty awesome starting point. That's lighter than a lot of four-wheel drives end up being. So here we go, another day of ripping things out on the demos. The demo before the reno. Okay, so I also thought I'd show you what we're dealing with up here. This is all rotted out. I don't know what's going on with this fiberglassy sort of stuff, but as you can see, this wood, that's gonna fall apart. But yeah, we'll rip it all out, and I've got some plans on how we're gonna cover it, and we'll see how we go. For now, let's rip out this final wall and try and get this thing down to a shell. I'm not sure how I'm going to go with the windows. The part I'm most nervous about actually, how do I get the wall out while keeping the windows in, if that's even possible. Probably not. Wish me luck. For some reason everything's easier when you have gloves on. Okay, so somewhat as expected, this panel was covering up the rear of the engine. Explains why there's so much heat coming in through this way, so we'll do something as much as we can to cover that back up. Obviously we don't want any fumes or dirt or anything else coming up through that way. Yeah, engine. Okay, this is an interesting touch. Should we keep the green felt as our bed bottom? No, I think it's going to go, but we will be inspired by it. Okay, absolute mission. all these other bolts inside. I've already found a bit more rot in that corner, which hopefully is just related to the window, but we'll have to check the seals around the fiberglass too. But moment of truth, after watching this very long time lapse, which is going on way too long. Okay, curtain rack, example of something we will keep. Trip for the tip, eh? Hardest part so far, trying to get this square peg out this round door. Oh no. Pretty much my nightmare scenario has happened. So everything I read online said that these Toyota Camroads, the body of them is a aluminium and fiberglass frame, which is great because aluminium doesn't rot. It'll stay sturdy no matter how bad the inside is, the frame is going to be good. Now, I've just pulled off the roof and I don't know about you, but that looks like a very poor condition, rotted wood roof frame. So I butchered that terminology because my mind is just going bananas, which means I've bought an absolute lemon. I don't know what we can do to... It kind of means the whole shell of this thing's rotten. Yeah, I'm going to have to check back in with you. Okay, I'm being very quiet right now because we've got wood boards running and it's supposed to be aluminium and these ones are rotted and cracked. What had just happened when I was standing up there, these ones have been cut. I really should. Okay, you might be asking, why are you dressed like this, Ollie? No, all this insulation, whenever I touch it, there's like all this little dusty little polleny things that come off it. So I don't really want that going on my hair and on my skin. It's probably going to be really itchy. So I went and got myself one of these, seal myself up. Maybe it's overkill, maybe not. I'm going to wear a dust mask too so I don't breathe any of it. And yeah, I think I've got myself a plan for this disaster of a roof panel. Okay, come on in, mind your head. So, we've exposed the shell of the camper van, but everything I read online told me these Toyota Camroads have a aluminium fiberglass shell, and I've pulled everything out, and what have we got here?
Timber.
Yeah, we've got wood. And what's wrong with this wood?
Yeah, it's all water damaged, it's all rotted.
It's all fucking rotten. It's water damaged. So, I don't know if this whole shell is fucked. I mean, it's not all fucked, but the plan was to just strip it down to this and then we just start from there with the build. But now, geez, I don't even know where you start. I don't even know if you can to fix all that.
That's okay. We'll just dial a friend.
We'll just throw it out and get another one.
Yeah.
We'll rip the whole camper bit off and build a new one out of something. Okay, well, that's a wrap for episode 1. I always knew there was going to be some big challenges that tested me, but I did not expect them to happen this early. See you on the next one when we decide if we're going to drive this whole thing off a cliff.